needy,
Right.
if they are in want, if they are poor, if they are suffering, if they are deprived, if they are disadvantaged. We must look around us and see how the rest of the community are doing, are living, are existing. And surely, we all have neighbors who are very much more in need than we are right now where we are. So let's have a thought next time we sit down for a meal for those people out there who are not getting much on a daily basis. There are many countries where the average food intake is 3,500 calories, when what is needed is maybe for that age group 2,500 calories. The rest of it is thrown away as garbage. And then maybe some people from the same country, from the same community, look through the garbage where that food was thrown to get their daily meal. This is, to me, inhuman already. So, the practical means of making sure that we consume wisely and produce wisely is to be simpler, to be more efficient, and to be totally cooperative. What happens to those that eat at the rate of 3,500 calories a day? They become overweight. They overwork their hearts. Their cardiovascular system does not flow efficiently because of high cholesterol blockage.
Right.
And they cannot exercise very much anymore because they become lazy. They feel sleepy
Yeah.
instead of being fit
Right.
and energetic. Like Supreme Master Ching Hai. She's all over. And she shows it. And the results of her advocacies
Thank you.
and her humanitarian activities are evident everywhere. 17 centers here in Taiwan, Formosa alone, and so many more outside. And so each of us has a responsibility to last as long as possible on earth so that we continue to be able to help our neighbors. In other words, we must also exist, survive, work, not for ourselves or for our immediate families, but also for others. This is why our foundation has adopted a very simple motto, 3 words: caring, sharing, and daring. Caring and sharing, very easy to do. But daring is so much more difficult because that means daring to give more than to take. Meaning, daring also to enhance the environment instead of abusing it. Daring also means to take united action as people, as families, as nations for the common good. And maybe just as important, daring in order to make a difference. So it all adds up to what this center is all about, and it also, in equal manner, is what our own foundation is trying to do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You are very daring, sir, also. You are really doing what you preach. Yes. Back many years ago, when the whole world say that the Vietnamese refugee must go home, nobody wants to accept them anymore. You are the only one that go against that trend. That you could have offended other nations, you could have offended other leaders, but you did it. You just let them stay in Philippines because you are daring. And you are the man of your word. And that's why we respect you so much. It's easy to say, not easy to do. You are the doer. And we are so honored to know you in this lifetime. You are a very good example of a true man. Thank you for being with us on this planet.
Dear Master,
Hi.
could you share with us also some insight on the same topic?
I will just chip in.
Thank you.
I will just pick up what the leftover maybe, or emphasize what the President has already said. You see, maybe some of you don't know, in 1995 even, long time ago, President Ramos has already talked about environmental protection. I'm sure he has done way before that. But as he wasn't a president, maybe his voice wasn't all that publicized. But in 1995, I remember there was a conference on population, environment, and peace. And the president has emphasized that there is a need, a real need for a sustainable balance, if I quote it right, sustainable balance between man and nature, between development and the environment. You see, so President Ramos was very protective of the environment long before it became even a trend nowadays. His foresight, wisdom, has exceeded far beyond our present vision of the world climate change. He knew it before that. He saw it before that. So I think organic farming would satisfy this need that the President has mentioned back in even 1995, before we even make this global warming into a so-called fashionable trend. So I think the President has said that there's a need for a sustainable balance between man and nature, between development and the environment. I think the need will be satisfied with all the farmers change into organic farming method. In that case, we will be able to balance the need between our development and the environment, our need and sustainable planet. The benefit of organic farming is immense, including great advantage to both human health and the environment. Organic farming actually restores the topsoil and cleans the air and water supplies even. It is so much more benefit that we could not list them all in a few minutes. It is even good for animals, all beings on this planet, including even trees and land, in part because it does not use chemical fertilizer or pesticides, many of which are considered by the United States Environment Protection Agency and the European Union to be potentially cancer-causing and also depleting of our bees colonies and killing many other animals that we cannot even all name here. One of the U.S. studies indicates that if the United States 8 million acres of produce farms went organic, then the risk of consuming dietary pesticides would be reduced by 97%. Can you imagine? Chemical fertilizer and pesticide runoff is also known to contribute to the ocean